Welcome to Conversations with the Candidates. I'm Thor Jourgensen, City Editor of the Daily Item. Our guest today is Ward 3 City Councilor Darren Cyr, candidate for re-election, although unopposed. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you, Thor.
Tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I've been a city councilor now, going into my 6th term, and seen a lot of changes since I've got on the council in the ward. And I grew up here, went to school, Avon School, Easton, which is now Marshall, and went to Lynn Tech. My sons are both 7th generation, with my family living in actually the same neighborhood, to be honest with you. So we got a lot of ties here in the city, and been working with a lot of people. I know a lot of families that have lived here, and I've seen the changes of all the new families that are coming into the city. So it's all good, positive stuff.
What would you call accomplishments during your lengthy time on the council? And even beyond your council service, what would you list as accomplishments?
Well, if you want to look at the what I feel are accomplishments, is right off the bat is a $100 million state-of-the-art middle school. That to me is one of the biggest accomplishments in the last, probably, I'm going to say 50 years in the city of Lynn. I know a few years ago that we did 2 new high schools, and but this took a lot of work. A lot of people were involved in it. Superintendent, the mayor, city council president. But if it wasn't, and I'm going to take a lot of credit for this, Buzzy Barton and myself, we wouldn't be getting a new school where we're getting it. We really, both of us have done a lot of work on it, and it's just amazing. And if you include that into all the development that has taken place in Ward 3 in the last 10 years or so, you're talking about $175 to $200 million worth of construction, from condos to all single-family homes. The only multi-family home that's been built since I've been a councilor in the ward is behind Monty's, is over 62 development, which is 45 units, all another state-of-the-art building, brand new construction, 1-bedroom apartments. It's not subsidized, but what it is you have to be 62, and a lot of people that live in the city and also in surrounding communities are taking a look at it. They want to downsize. They don't want to own a property anymore. So this is a piece of property that they're able to move into, stay in the neighborhood or close to a neighborhood, and stay close to their family. So it's some good stuff.
Darren, I didn't ask you, but can you tell us a little about your family and what do you do for a living?
Well, right now I work at the Mass State Lottery. I've been working there for 15 years. My wife, Dale, has been working up at the Lynn Water and Sewer for the last 28 years. My son, Christian, works at Meatland, and he basically runs it during the day for the guy that owns it. And my son, Killian, is going to college, and he's in his 3rd year going to college this year, so up in Vermont.
Yep. What's the biggest single issue facing the city?
I honestly believe the biggest issue that's coming is the development of the Linway. And start right off the bat is, there was a story a few weeks ago about the gentleman who bought the gear plant, and he's looking to bring in, and I believe it's 1,200 units there. So what the city's really got to do is sit down and work with him, because we need this development, but we want to make sure it's development that's positive for the city. What we don't need is 1,200 units where we're going to be bringing in more kids into the city, because that means we're going to have to build new schools. The type of development that what we need there is to provide housing for professional people who are starting out, working in Boston. They can afford to move here. It's right on the, I guess you call it the train line, but it's part of the T or the blue line. So it's got to be positive towards the city. The city offers a lot with the beach, with Lynn Woods, with all the downtown restaurants that we're getting now, with nightlife. So it would be a good positive thing if it's done right.
As a counselor, a veteran counselor, what can you do to ensure that development occurs and takes place?
Well, first of all, you got to get on one of the committees that's involved in that. But you always, any special permitting that comes, got to go in front of the city council, and you have to make sure that all the councilors always understand. I'm always learning from some of the new councilors, as well as some of the older councilors. But listening to what everybody's got to say, and then also getting a lot of feedback from the community, make sure that we're doing what they want to do. You know, that we're working towards a goal together as to making Lynn a better place to live.
Even though you're unopposed this election cycle, why should someone cast a vote for you on November 3rd?
I'm an extremely hands-on councilor. I'm involved. I say Ward 3 is mine. I've always said that, and anybody that knows me knows the compassion I have for the ward, whether it's snowing out and I'm out there plowing, or whether it's cutting the grass in the parks, out there literally cleaning up gutters, streets, you know, just always continuously fighting for the people of my ward. I get a lot of phone calls. I'm not able to get back to everybody in a timely fashion. I wish there was more than one of me. I like to actually come and knock on people's doors rather than call them back, find out what the actual problem is so they can look me right in the eye and know exactly where I'm coming from, whether I'm giving them a line of bull, or whether I'm, you know, going to do what I say I'm going to do.
Very good. This has been a conversation with Ward 3 City Councilor Darren Cyr. I'm Thor Jourgensen, City Editor of The Daily Item. For more election coverage, read itemlive.com and The Daily Item. Thank you, Darren.
Thank you, Thor.